had another, I hope this has been recording. That thing's been out of my helmet there. If it's not, I'm going to be disappointed. Hey guys, GLBoca here. I'm going to try my second MotoVlog as we're exiting the Bat Cave there. That actually is something I wanted to talk about maybe in this vlog, maybe in the future. It's actually my living accommodations and why I choose to live where I'm living right now. But the reason that I'm going to do a second vlog here is because I think the first one went pretty good. The sound actually was as good as I could hope for, knowing as little bit about this as I do. That's another thing that I wanted to touch on in this vlog excuse me, is the fact that in the first one I described how I find myself in a position where I desire to even do a vlog, but I didn't really tell you how it's actually possible that I'm doing a MotoVlog and putting up videos on a YouTube channel and stuff, because that is way out of my element, way out of my comfort zone. But I do have a son who is excellent at that kind of stuff. It seems to be the way he chooses to spend a lot of his time is doing things online, like most young people these days. So he was very much an asset at teaching me how to load this video up and how to use the software that's on our computer on my laptop to edit it, which is actually iMovie is what I'm using. iMovie 11 now. I just at my son's direction we upgraded a bit, which made it a little easier for me to use. And I'm actually having kind of fun with that lately. I don't know if you've seen the last little music video thing I did, the Eternal Summer. Very short little thing, but I was actually experimenting with trying to put how many picture-in-picture videos you could do at one time. And what I did learn was the more times you offload or export that video and re-import it so you can add another picture-in-picture, the more degraded the video gets. So obviously I got to figure out a different way to do that, because it was fun. It actually turned out kind of neat. If the quality of the video would have held up, I would have liked to have continued it and done a minute or two worth, because I thought it was pretty interesting. It turns into a big collage kind of video and pictures. Anyway, it was a lot of fun. The reason that I find myself doing another vlog here is I actually wanted to discuss a little bit about myself and where I am in my life and where I've been as far as my riding career goes. I started riding in my early 20s, 20 couple, and I went from really no motorcycle experience at all in a short period of time to purchasing my first Goldwing motorcycle. The first motorcycle I bought was a 1982, it was brand new at the time, 750 Nighthawk. As a matter of fact, the salesman had to give me some brief instructions on how to ride the thing as I was leaving the parking lot when I picked it up. So that's how raw and novice I was. I don't believe I even had a trainer's permit or nothing at the time. I never did take a cycle class, which obviously is not the suggested way to go. Anyway, in a pretty short period of time I got pretty proficient at that bike, or at least I thought I was proficient at it. Within a few weeks I was riding with a friend of mine at that time who had just purchased a Goldwing, a 1983 Goldwing. It was actually, the year was 83. The bike I bought, the 750 Nighthawk, was a leftover. So in about 4 or 6 weeks of riding, I took that motorcycle back, the Nighthawk, back to the dealership. I traded it in on a Goldwing. What I wound up getting was a 1982, brand new in 83 Goldwing. And I must have gotten that bike, it must have been early summer, I guess. And early to midsummer. And put on 11,000 miles on that bike within about 3 months of riding it. So actually took the riding a lot. I really enjoyed it. Enjoy the freedom of it all. So I put that bike away in the winter because I'm in Wisconsin here. We have some pretty nasty winters. I put that bike away. Must have probably been in October, I suppose, maybe November. I don't know. I can't remember that year. Anyway, that was the fall of 83. Well, in the spring of 84, they came out with a brand new, the 1200 Goldwing. And I negotiated and purchased a brand new 83 Aspen K 1200. And it was about the same time I met my wife-to-be that spring. So we took up riding together. I mean, she rode with me. And we rode that motorcycle everywhere. First trip that we took, as far as long trip we took, my parents happened to be living in South Carolina at the time. And we buzzed down to visit them quick. I had a 2-week vacation. And my wife, well, not my wife, my girlfriend at the time, she had just used up all her vacation, so she didn't have any vacation left. So she actually quit her job to go on this trip with me. And so we went down and we spent a couple of days with my mom and dad in South Carolina. And we shot over from their place over to Myrtle Beach because I needed to get a new tire on the bike before we continued the trip. And believe it or not, it was hard to find a tire. And when I left Wisconsin here, there were no tires available. And I did a little research ahead of time, and Myrtle Beach was where I could find a tire, and they were holding it for me when I got there. So they put the tire on for us, and we continued on up the East Coast. We did the Outer Banks. We actually camped